Hi there, this is Laurie Trumpet Williams, and today I'm going to be demonstrating painting with alcohol ink on NARA paper. I'm using Ranger brand inks for this, Ranger brand blending solution, and also some round NARA paper. This is the first demonstration that I'll be doing in a series using these techniques for abstract paintings. Before I jump in, I just wanted to invite you to join us in the Alcohol Ink Art Community Facebook group by the name of Alcohol Ink Art Community. We also have a website. It's https://alcoholink.community. We hope to see you there.
Excite the artist within you in the Alcohol Ink Art Community.
Okay, diving right in, I'm going to pour some isopropyl alcohol into a container. I always like to have a little bit of this next to me as I start to create. I'm using a pipette, and I use that to drop some of the alcohol onto my surface if I need it. Again, I'm using NARA paper and these fun little rounds that they make for creating art. And alcohol ink works great on this paper. This paper was made specifically for alcohol ink. And I start out pouring blending solution on my paper and spreading it around generously with my fingers. This will cause the ink to flow a lot better. You could also use 91% isopropyl alcohol for this as well. And I'm starting out with Sunshine Yellow, and I'm dropping some towards the center here, and I'm holding it sideways so that the Sunshine Yellow alcohol ink will start to flow. And as you can see, the blending solution that I poured on helps that movement quite a bit. The next color that I use is Mermaid, and it's Mermaid Blue, and it blends really well with this Sunshine Yellow. It actually creates, where they meet, you'll see they'll create a really nice rich green, and it also creates a very even transition, almost like a gradient between the two colors. So I pour this on, and you can see what I'm talking about. So we've got blue on the edge. Then I added a little snow cap here just to give it a little bit of whitening effect. And I take my brush and just kind of blend that together while it's wet. And while it's wet, it will still move and interact and create some really interesting lines and movement. And even to add more to that, I'm adding a little bit more blending solution. And then I'm using my brush to go back and forth. You want to be careful that you clean your brush between going to different sections. So you notice that I cleaned the brush here, and then I came back over the yellow part. And I did that because I didn't want to contaminate the area that was yellow with the area that was blue. Now I drop down a little bit of raspberry, and that raspberry is such bright and vivid color. And it also blends, just as the blue and yellow blended, the raspberry and the yellow blends into a nice sort of orange color. So we end up getting quite a gradient effect. And I'm just going to move my substrate around back and forth and use my brush to just kind of blend it the way I want it to look. Like to get coverage, I'm going in one direction so I don't over contaminate. And then in some areas you might start to get a little mud where you get complementary colors that have blended together. They tend to create more of a muddy effect, but I usually use my brush to lift out any of that, and you'll see that here in the video. So now I'm taking a stir stick, and the stir stick is great because I can create textures with it. And I can also move the ink around so that I can control the coverage. So you'll see what I do here. And right there, it's kind of skipping a little bit. And then it also can blend those colors together nicely. And we'll add a little more yellow. And take my stir stick and blend it, and I'm wiping it off on the paper towel too, so that I don't totally contaminate that sunshine yellow there at the bottom. I do want to be able to have a different section. So now I'm adding more of that sunshine yellow on the other side, And then adding a little bit more of that mermaid in there as well. And then some blending solution to get everything flowing a little bit better. Now the alcohol inks, if you haven't worked with them before, and this happens to be one of the first times you have been introduced to alcohol ink, it dries really, really fast. And that's because it's alcohol based and the alcohol evaporates. So you kind of have to work quickly to get the look you want. But nothing blends and creates these textures and flows as well as the alcohol ink. That's why you see so many people using them. It's just fun. It's addicting. If you're new to it and you give it a try, you're gonna love it. So I'm just gonna keep working these colors around with my brush and my stir stick and alcohol and blending solution until I have something that I'm happy with. And then I'm going to come back in now and add some mixative. The mixative that I'm going to add in here is a Tim Holtz product. It's by Ranger, and it's actually what they call their mixatives, and this one is rose gold, and it just has a little gold accents, and I run it along the edges. One of the things about alcohol ink is when you're doing these sort of abstract paintings with them where the ink interacts, is they create these nice little beautiful ridges. And so I take advantage of those by running the metallic along those edges, and it just sort of blends right in to the background and gives it a real natural look, almost like they're mountains or landscapes with the sun hitting them and glowing in certain ways. But it looks very cool and they're fun to use. By the way, I'll put all of the supplies that I use here for this video on the blog. So in the description here of the video, I'll link to that blog post where you can go and see all the products that I used here and where you can get them, and in case you want to give this a try. I hope you do. So I'm just coming back in a little bit more with my brush and just adding some more blending and actually smoothing out some of those hard lines that you see. You see how I go along the edge with just a damp brush with alcohol on it? And it kind of, when you go back in with alcohol on alcohol ink that's dried, it reactivates the ink. And it's a great way to remove any hard lines that you may not want. So I just wanted to show this quick demonstration to you and hopefully inspire you to go out and create something. You can see it's pretty quick and easy and fun to do, and you can just sit and make these things all day and they're just gorgeous. So if you enjoyed this video and you found some value or you learned anything today, I invite you to join us in the Alcohol Ink Art community. And also don't forget to subscribe here to our YouTube channel, because if you do, we will be posting these regularly and you will be notified when we post new updated videos, and we do so all the time. Thanks for watching and happy inking.
Come learn, create, and share with us. It's a life-changing opportunity.